Latch assist. Yes, please. But what the heck is it? Let's open it. First step is getting into it. Whew. Latch assist. This is something that your nurse may bring to you when you're in the hospital after you've had your baby, and your boobs are swollen up to the size of melons and they're so tight and shiny you could bounce a quarter off of them, and your baby is doing this number on your boob because it's like trying to latch a baby onto a kneecap. So your nurse brings you one of these and she says, here you go ahead and use this, have a great night, let me know how it goes. Like, all right, it's a nipple sucky thing that helps baby latch on. Sounds good. Here's what you need to know. There are different sizes that come with it. 2 different sizes. You want to make sure you have the right size for your nipple, because not all nipples are created equal. They're all equal in awesomeness, but they're not equal in size. You open up the little bad boy. Now this is clear. Make sure that you put this in a place that you can find it when you're exhausted and in the dark, because you will lose it. And it's nice to keep this clean because you are putting it on your nipple and you don't want anything from the hospital getting onto your nipple that could be funky. So say your nipple is the smaller size, you would want to go with the one that it comes with. You want to make sure that the tip of your nipple, just the nipple, I'm not talking the areola, and this does not mean that you small breast. You can have a big breast with a small nipple, and you can have a small breast with a large nipple. So you want to measure the diameter of your nipple, or just eyeball it, but make sure that this opening right here is not rubbing on your nipple in any way. You should be able to see just a little bit of space around the nipple when you put this on. First of all, what is this good for? This is good for moms that are very engorged, that the baby can't latch on like I was doing before, the ridiculous like, I can't get onto this breast thing and I've never breastfed before and I'm freaking out because I'm a baby and I'm starving but I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to help to pull your nipple out from that engorged, swollen breast a little bit and help baby to actually latch on. It's really hard when your breasts are engorged and your baby has all this saliva and they're just running back and forth on your breast with their open mouth, and then it's so slippery, it's like slicker than goose shit on a pump handle. So don't be afraid to wipe some of that off to make your breast kind of able to be latched onto, then use this. It's really hard to use this or to latch a baby when your breast is soaking wet. So here's how you do it. We'll pretend this is a boob. You're going to compress the bulb like so, place the flange directly on your nipple, hold pressure while releasing the bulb like that, and it should pull your nipple out, and it might even pull a little bit of colostrum out. So if that's the case, you're going to want to save that colostrum, and you can do that by, you want to release the suction. Don't just pull it off because there's a lot of suction on there on your nipple and you don't want to create any damage. So you're going to compress the bulb again to release the vacuum and kind of tip it off, and if you've got colostrum in there, then you can kind of just drip it into the baby's mouth. Wet their whistle a little bit. This is a good way to kind of pull some of that colostrum out without pumping. It's almost like priming the pump on a lawnmower, you know? It's hard to get things started if you don't pull out the gas and get things moving a little. Now, what happens when you pump to get out the colostrum is sometimes colostrum is only a couple drops. So when you pump, those tiny little drops get stuck in the pumping system. I mean, it's just too big. It's a big phalange, and then it has to make its way all the way down through the flappy thingy, and then eventually into the bottle, and you might be getting colostrum, but you might not be able to see it or save it. So this is a great way to save those precious few first drops of colostrum so they don't get lost in the pump. And this is also great for inverted nipples. So if you are a mom whose nipple kind of tucks in a little bit, and especially when you compress the breast like a sandwich, if it inverts even more, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to breastfeed. It just means that this is going to be a very good tool for you to help pull that nipple out a little bit and break up some of those fibers in there that are pulling your nipple back in towards your breast. Let me also mention that the latch assist is not meant to be used long term. This is something that you use in the hospital to pull your colostrum out and kind of overcome challenges of inverted nipples, engorgement, and feeding your baby before your milk is fully in. This is not something that you're supposed to wash constantly and save for later use. You want to make sure that you keep it clean. This is more like a 24-hour thing. You can remove the cup. It just pops right out. I'll show you. The way you clean it is you just remove the cup like that. You don't need to wash this. Like I said, this is going to be a temporary thing, so you don't really need to worry about sanitizing this. You can rinse it out if there's anything in there. If there is something in there, then you have tons of milk, and you might not need to be using this anyways unless you have inverted nipples. But anyways, this is just a little piece of plastic, so you can rinse it out, wash it out with soap, and make sure it's completely dry before you put it back in. And that's how you change out the cup sizes too. Put it on there. That's how you use a latch assist. It is wonderful if you know how to use it. It can be a little bit dangerous and scary if you don't know how to use it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'm going to be doing more of these videos in a future class that I'm building for moms that might be interested. So you can also comment, I'm interested, if you're interested in being on the mailing list for the class. And I'll reach out to you with that information. So I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.